Welcome to another exciting edition of The Ravens Flock. It is
I am so freaking mad right now.
Yes, don't worry, Juancho. Quell your anger for just
We'll
a couple
get there.
minutes, at least until we get to the article. It is Saturday, September 2nd, and yes, as Juan mentioned, we are starting this month off with being mad, but there's also fun stuff. It's going to be a wonderful roller coaster, which is nothing outside of the realm of the Ravens Flock.
How ironic that it was supposed to be nothing but good news for this, this episode of the Ravens Flock, and then literally 5 minutes before we started recording Los Amigos Play, we just got bombarded with hot news, steaming off the press.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, we're going to get to that very soon.
Steaming like something, all right.
I'm your host, Jose Casabona. I'm also the host of
Jose Casabona.
I'm the Jose Casabona. I'm also the host of Wrestle Rewind. I am the founder, executive producer, content manager of this amazing channel, and we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in right now. And joining me on my left is the host of Los Amigos Play, who's made his return after a 2-week sabbatical. Moving is a very serious business, folks. Mr. Angel Mendez.
Thank you, my fellow sinners. After so long, I have become a proper monk, and I will live an aesthetic life, devoid of all the pleasures of life. Only pornography and violence.
Oh, I was going to say, does that mean you're going to shave your head bald?
Nah, I won't. That happens naturally once I hit 40, like the majority of men.
Oh, okay. And joining me on
Don't
my...
go around jinxing me over here. I'm holding on to this at least 55.
Hey, you'll be fine. You got that flowing mane on in the back of your head. You're good.
And joining me on my right is the host of the Black Files, my typewriter for Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos we produce on his channel every single week. Angel, look in my eyes. What do you see?
I see a cult of personality.
Wrong. You see Mr. Juan Arouse on the screen.
Yeah, that is the cult.
Wow, you guys are something else.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Juan Arouse.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
introduction, Jose, and didn't you ever forget the mister.
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/theravensflock and kick.com/theravensflock.
Swing that arm, Angel.
Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to
There you
enable
go.
notifications on all of our content. Leave your questions and comments below, and we will answer as many as we can while we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, whether it be YouTube or Kick, then you can become an Inner Flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to all the perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those awesome membership badges and custom emojis, showing everyone that you believe that we are here for you, that you believe in us enough to help put in your hard-earned money behind our goals, which is to go out in the world of nerd and pop culture, go out to the world of anime conventions, go out to the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between, and speak truth to power. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discounts to our merch store. Link in the description below. It's tiny.cc/shoptrf. That's a nice, easy to remember address, right?
Pretty easy, yeah. of course.
Tiny.cc/shoptrf, right?
It's easy.
Tiny.cc.
All right, you're wasting your time. Keep
No,
going.
I'm not wasting my time. I'm trying to get... It's mnemonic memory device. Repeat the thing until it
Brother,
sticks.
It's like
Hello?
Dora the Explorer. How many advertisements can you see, kids? Say one.
The point is,
Who's
it's
on it
easy.
going? Now.
Stop. And you also get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite motley crew of nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your feedback, your ideas on how to better shape the future of this channel in order to suit your taste and your needs. Let's say hello to Nikki Bella, Lisa Boo, Kurisi Rando-sama, The Struggler, Lady Baron, D-Nice, Tickle Tits McGee. Let's see here, Slayer
That's a good one.
Selections. I don't know who they are, but they apparently like you, Angel.
It seems that we found an entire metal band cover album that just
Right?
to join the
Green
chat.
Eye Dragons, hello there. Welcome, welcome.
No, seriously, this sounds like a metal, like a series of songs by a metal band. Green Eye Dragon, Tits McGee,
Tinkle Tits McGee.
Sperm Whale.
Yeah, and we've got Project Metal Music.
Struggler.
I mean...
Hello, Project Metal Music. Welcome, welcome.
He's
And
now-
Matthew
producer.
Coburn. Matthew Coburn is the technician of the band.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome.
Metal Music is the producer.
All right,
There
now,
you go.
folks, I think we do owe an apology because we earlier advertised that we were going to discuss the overwhelming success of the Netflix series One Piece, based off one of the best animes of all time. But Man, oh man, oh man. Like, breaking news just comes hitting at us like a freaking freight train, don't it?
Apparently,
Indeed.
we're not allowed to have nice things any freaking more.
We had to have Mr. Casabona here scramble to fix the thumbnail of the video just so it could be properly prevalent to the ever increasingly brutal YouTube algorithm. Because I gotta be honest with you, nobody here was expecting that. I was sitting on that chair and we were having a great time discussing all the fun time we were having and how we were pleasantly surprised. And then a tide of shit came out of the world and drowned
I told you
everything
it smelled
forever.
like something.
So for further folks, for further context, if you've been paying attention to this week's episode of the Black Files, we've talked about the controversy going on between CM Punk and AEW following their historical pay-per-view event All in London, which was on August 27th. There is a lot of information, a lot of details, a lot of details of the stories that's been retold. All that will be included. All that is included in this episode. But now it looks like we're getting more developments of this ongoing saga because it has been announced like not even an hour ago.
It was announced half an hour before we started.
And half an hour before we started.
So like
that,
4:30 or something like that?
That CM Punk has been fired from All Elite Wrestling.
We actually have the full statement that was issued by All Elite Wrestling and their owner, general manager, and
Tony Khan, just say Tony Khan.
And head of creative of AEW.
What creative?
Yeah, exactly. This was not
what big piles of white powder
This
to
was-
shove his head in.
This was released at 4:33 p.m. on Twitter. We're still only calling it Twitter. Screw you,
It's
Elon.
called Twitter. I don't care if my phone has updated and now it looks like I have a porn app on my home screen. It's called Twitter.
All right, Juan, let's go ahead and share that screen, and I'll go ahead and read the statement. Statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW, All in London, on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement.
Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision to the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and on arenas and stadiums throughout the world.
So, how long before the limousine from the WWE pops up to his backyard?
Dude, forget that. How
Literally
long?
throwing buckets of money at him to get him back.
Dude, forget that. How long before the freaking Chicago crowd starts to riot because AEW are going to be going live at 8 o'clock tonight for their Saturday show Collision.
They're going live
at the United
in 14 minutes.
in 14 minutes at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, and they're hosting another pay-per-view event tomorrow night at the same center in Chicago.
This is the best thing that could have.
This is a fucking catastrophe.
I don't
Can
think
you
I
understand
explain to
that?
you how beautiful this is. You gotta understand. 24 hours ago, when the match happened, when was the match again?
The match that happened that was back on Sunday.
Okay,
That was last
sorry.
week.
Less than a week ago, Punk had one of the greatest returns to form that we have ever seen. With the belt, with the return, with the storyline where he faced against Samoa Joe to prove that he still deserved to have that title and no amount of technicality could take it away from him. That was a powerful move. That is what we call establishing dominance.
Yeah,
What?
he
What was that, Angel? Because you
Dominance.
There you go.
Yeah, he opened the pay-per-view event, and it was a great old-school match.
Exactly. Everybody loved it. Everybody was screaming. And then came that stupid controversial fight that happened in the locker room.
Actually,
where-
the fight happened before he went on.
Before, when we
Yeah.
found out about the fight, where in the gracious treaty of old school tradition, someone talked shit and it was time to get hit, and everybody in the world basically looked at the situation with the proof given and assisted. Okay, so Punk clearly defended himself. Can we bury this stupid issue and move on like professional? No, we cannot in fact move on like professionals, because you're telling me that you took one of the greatest of your talent, the shining star of your business.
The proven #1 merchandise seller, by the way,
And you
of All Elite
proved
Wrestling.
him right.
By
What did he
firing
say?
him.
What did he say? I am old, I am tired, and I am working with
fucking
children.
children.
You had a chance to behave like a proper boss, sit your employees down and hash this shit out, and you let it ride all the way to the end. Could you call this a domino effect? Because this feels more like a Looney Tunes short with Wile E. Coyote
This
and several
is
crates of dynamite.
A cacophony of crap.
Acme
this-
products ready for you right here. Just boxes,
It is an
baby.
unbelievable-
So so to give you a little of idea of how valuable CM Punk is to the All Elite Wrestling product, when CM Punk made his return over at AEW Rampage, the second episode called "The First Dance" in the summer of 2021, they drew in 1.129 million viewers. And which includes the 692,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographics.
For context and reference, the most recent episodes of Ahsoka Star Wars series have barely managed to draw 200,000 viewers per episode. I'm not saying that
I've
CM
seen-
Punk is more
I
powerful.
thought that it was
Wait.
1.2 million.
Yeah, we
that
saw
was the
different.
overall compilation of all the episodes come together
of
which-
Ahsoka.
so far, which means that as of now, CM Punk is more powerful than Star Wars.
Okay, but
Okay,
The
we're
force
gonna
is
need
with
to
him.
check those numbers.
yeah, we're gonna need to check those numbers.
Point
but-
in case is he's as powerful as Star Wars. And at the end of the day, guys, okay, I know that CM Punk is not the easiest guy to work with. I understand he's a bit of a locker room drama diva sometimes. But he is still a goose that lays golden eggs. And if I was a farmer and I only had one golden egg laying goose, I would do my best to accommodate that goose. You know what I'm saying?
See, here's the thing. The argument can be made that he has plenty of other golden geese in, for example, his actual AEW World Champion, MJF.
Okay.
He's
fair
got, let's see here. He has star power in, oh God, who else is a, help me out.
All right,
He's
here's
not
the-
exactly
here's the
helping
thing.
your argument, Mr.
Okay, listen.
Arouse.
Every time CM Punk was on screen for AEW Dynamite, it always gets
and Collision.
and Collision. It always pops. It always generates higher numbers. And Tony Khan is a numbers guy.
He
yeah,
puts the
despite
asses
his
in
coca-
seats.
yes, he knows what puts asses in seats.
Hey, up there,
Another
Lisa Boo, by the way. I'm making taco casserole, just listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another example of how valuable CM Punk is that on the first episode of AEW Collision, which was on June 17th, the return of CM Punk.
So, like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that episode drew 816,000 viewers and doing a .33 in the 18 to 49 demographics.
Almost a million viewers just for it. You gotta understand how big
Just
this
for a
man
brand
is.
new show that they basically build around the fact that one of the headliners is CM Punk.
By the
And,
way,
which also included
Brian
other,
Magnus. Who is that? Hi there, Brian
Hello,
Magnus.
Brian.
Welcome.
which also included other AEW wrestlers that are quote unquote difficult to work with.
yeah, don't forget, guys, we're also reaching a point in like social media and the overall pop culture event where putting it out a new show is it's more risky now than it was before, even if you're relying on old properties. So the fact that they just dropped a new thing and relied on his face to get the clicks and the views, and it worked beyond their wildest expectations. Like, I'm not gonna say that CM Punk is guaranteed success, but what would you call the opposite of box office poison?
Box office gold.
Box
Yeah.
office gold.
You put a drop of CM Punk on your drink, it becomes pots of gold beer, baby. Drink it and go dig with your dwarfs.
It's not, yeah, no, it's definitely not opinion that CM Punk is like a huge cash cow for AEW. He brings in big numbers every week on television. He brought in like huge numbers and pay-per-view buy rates.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, there is actually an element of this entire situation that has not been considered.
So what's that?
Now, if any, like, I'm gonna actually try to spell it out. It's gonna take me a minute, so try to follow along with me.
Okay.
Now, everyone knows that the instigating incident for this chain of events was the fact that in between their matches, Jungle Boy Jack Perry and CM Punk had a physical altercation, a fight
To us
backstage, right, or literally right behind the stage where they call gorilla position,
Damn.
where they actually have like the main monitors set up for the entirety of the show. One person who was also apparently physically involved to a degree, none other than Tony Khan himself.
What was he doing getting into those fights? That
No,
man,
he was sitting at gorilla position monitoring with the show. Apparently, one of the monitors had fallen on him in the middle of the altercation.
What the hell?
And in the entirety of the situation, there's a problem that where there's a report that's saying that Punk was shouting at Tony Khan, saying that he quit.
So
It's
we
get-
have conflicting ideas here. One side is saying we fire you, and the other side said you can't fire me, I quit.
Billy Mays, gentlemen.
But wait,
There's more! It was actually released earlier yesterday, folks, that there was apparently surveillance footage of the actual altercation.
Ooh,
There was video evidence of the entire thing. Now, you got to understand one thing that comes off on this, and this is what I hate being this fucking intelligent. I hate being this guy because I'm analytical to a fault. What are the exact words in this statement? One more time, Jose.
On the
At
first
beginning.
paragraph?
Yeah,
All right.
at the beginning over here.
All right. All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks and AEW with cause effective immediately.
With cause.
That means that they had a reasonable excuse to let him go from their point of view?
From their point of view, apparently, according to their disciplinary committee, but by the way, where the fuck was this disciplinary committee like last year back when the original brawl out happened? Where the hell were they?
Yeah, that's a good question. What the hell is this?
They were face down on the field. It wasn't their turn yet.
Ha! Thank you, Angel.
They're the ones who said they're like, how much you want to bet that there was enough for them to say like, okay, either one of two things is going to happen. We're going to find this footage and we're going to see that CM Punk physically started the fight. Or B, we're going to find that he didn't start the fight, but the fact that he threw punches and he might have even physically struck Tony Khan as a result of the thrashing that happened between him and Jungle Boy, freaking Jack Perry, and that is enough to fire him.
Did the video evidence have sound? That is a
We
very
don't
good
know.
question. Unfortunately,
No one knows
nothing
yet.
has been revealed except for the fact that we have it. That being said, I would see now the question is whether they will reveal the footage. If they do, that means that they are 100% confident that they're in the right. If they don't,
Then
we can take it
can
as a
suss it.
sign that there is some bullshit under the scenes.
They got some sussiness going on.
They got some sussiness, and what adds more to the sussiness is the timing that this incident, today's news of CM Punk's firing, comes almost 1 year after the incident following AEW All Out.
God, it's like an anniversary fuck up.
I cannot understand this. Listen, guys, I'm not trying to be the conspiracy theorist here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to steal Jose's conspiracy theory. This past Wednesday on the Black Files, Jose, full-chested, full-throated, had gone on record to say he believes that this entire ordeal is all staged. It seems too perfect, too coincidental. Happening 1 year after the original fight incident. Happening almost to the exact same
Almost
day.
as they, tomorrow will be the anniversary.
And worse, all three of these past, four goddamn programs of All Elite Wrestling from this past week. This Wednesday, AEW Dynamite. Friday, AEW Rampage. Saturday, tonight, right now, AEW Collision. Actually happening in 5 minutes. And tomorrow night, the pay-per-view event, AEW All Out. All of them are happening in Chicago, Illinois, which is CM Punk's hometown.
This feels a little too on the nose.
This news is way too freaking coincidental for it to have been real.
We know that the wrestling industry runs on spectacle and scandal, both manufactured and, unfortunately, real. But I want to say it feels too far-fetched, but at the same time, the puzzle pieces are fitting a little too close together. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why I want to call bullshit on the whole thing. I can't, in good faith, claim that this is fucking work. Because if it is, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Dude, imagine if that happens and we have to actually apologize to Tony Khan because we misunderstood him.
I ain't apologizing to shit.
Imagine if he planned all of this.
Well, not alone. I mean, like I said, there are very few wrestlers in the business who are masters at blurring the lines between reality and fiction. CM Punk is one of the best minds in the game.
And like they wouldn't have just like and another thing that actually happened this past Tuesday, CM Punk, I actually showed over here, he was accepting an award at the Cauliflower Alley Club, which is a fraternity for retired and active professional wrestlers and boxers. It was the Iron Mike, which one is it? Hold on. I sent it to you. I sent it to
For
both of
live
you.
research.
I earned something. Give me a second here. You sent it to our Instagram?
No, I sent it on Messenger.
All right, give me a second here. Folks, bear with us. for
Live
just a
research,
minute.
courtesy of the Ravens Flock.
All right, let me see. I got
Yeah, the Iron Mike Mazurki Award just this past Tuesday, August 30th.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday, August 30th.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday.
No, okay, so yeah, on Wednesday, instead of being in Chicago as part of the show, CM Punk was in Las Vegas at a convention of the Cauliflower Alley Club, accepting this award, which is given to professional wrestlers who go above and beyond in promoting and exemplifying the fine works of professional wrestling, both
It's
within
like
the business and
Purple Battle of the wrestlers.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And he was actually giving a nice long little 40-minute speech. They gave him a microphone. He gave them 40 minutes.
Oh.
It's like he went into tangents, he went into stories, he had a good laugh, everyone enjoyed themselves. So how the fuck does this happen?
And let's be honest. The
How the hell-
wrestling industry has allowed wrestlers to get away with way worse than a few public scuffles. There's actual criminals working in there at some point or another.
Like
That is true, but you also have to consider, like, since last year, since All Out, there have also been other reports and other stories of other members of the AEW roster getting into backstage fights and
How
assaults.
come they're not being fired?
Oh no, they've been reprimanded, they've been suspended, but not fired.
suspended. Yeah.
How come? Okay, and they have done it more than twice, for what I understand.
More than twice, and that and I guess that's a justification for bringing the Saturday show for AEW Collision to separate the wrestlers who can't work with each other.
The best part is that when the show begins in like 1 minute, we're going to be hearing a lot of booing and screaming. We're going to see the results of this immediately. This is not like lighting a match and watching the wood burn. This is, I'm going to grab a block of sulfide fluoride and drop it into the water.
Well,
Oh my god, doesn't that actually make the water catch fire?
Yes.
well,
Oh my god.
whether this this whole thing is real or it is complete bullshit, one thing is true is that CM Punk is getting people like us. He's getting
Talking.
us talking.
Listen.
He's good at getting people talking.
An enormous amount of support has been coming from social media. Even the haters are being drowned by the constant screaming and shouting. So that brings the question. The man, despite the controversy that seems to surround him like a goddamn cloud fart, is
Look at these fucking assholes over
he's
here.
well known as being that guy. So the question is, what happens to him now? Where will he go?
We don't know. There's
We-
already folks over here putting out freaking memes of like, oh hey,
Definitely.
look, it's time to come home for him to go to WWE.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
the
know
whole.
if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that was in the speculation nil of last year following Brawl Out that AEW was trying to buy out CM Punk's contract with the speculation that CM Punk might jump over to the
Yeah,
WWE.
people are already saying they're gonna fucking riot at UC on Sunday.
That's
Look-
obviously not going to happen considering the history between
Look
CM Punk and the WWE.
Look
but
at
let's
this
go.
mess over here. From a fan blog, AEW blog. Thank you, Tony. It was about time. No man is ever more important than the company. We are all replaceable. One door closes, another will open. He clearly just wasn't the same, and also you can tell he was mentally struggling with a lot of things. Best wishes to. Are you trying to say that he was like suicidal or nuts? Or something? What the hell
Wow!
are you trying to
Imagine
say?
being so toxic that you're happy that someone got fired, dude.
People
Well-
are real mad about this. Imagine giving the belt to a pussy with no muscle, as well as fighting for real and having a 0-2 record. Punk was right. Prison bitch.
God Almighty!
Some people got real heated about this. Let me tell you.
Like, look at this over here. Like, literally under this stuff over here, fucking people are praising and shouting him down. This one lady, Tony Khan, actually became the boss. Holy shit. What do you call it? Someone else saying, he didn't do anything, though. Wouldn't you want someone to stop you from hurting yourself if you was in danger? Look, incident after incident, and yet people still like this guy. I never understood it.
Well, maybe you actually learn how to read. But
If you learn how to read shit, the guy doesn't have any reason to lie about this
Jesus,
shit.
there is
He's
such
got
a
no issue with
long
spinning
thread.
bullshit on this.
So
kind
yeah,
of
no,
stuff.
the whole internet seems to be split between complaining, cheering, or demanding that he return to WWE,
Okay, now-
which is looking highly
Now,
unlikely.
this was a
if you ask
tweet.
me.
Now, this is a long tweet from Denise Salcedo. She's another a wrestling journalist.
As in, she's one that's actually properly credible, by the way.
Yes.
So-
she is the one that provided the footage to the AEW All Out Media Scrum where
Oh.
CM Punk did his
Okay,
time.
so she's a journalist, not a journalist.
Yeah.
She's an actual journalist. This is
Okay,
credit.
respect.
All right, so this is where what the tweet reads. Man, as a CM Punk fan, it sucks that everything went down the way it did. I remember thinking we were never going to see CM Punk in wrestling again, and then when AEW signed him, it was so effing cool. I remember being in that room when he did the first media scrum, and he was truly happy to be there. Then again, in other scrums where we saw him get emotional over his return in wrestling. Then the infamous All Out scrum and everything that followed after. It sucks because I think a lot of fans were truly just excited to see his return in AEW. There were a lot of cool moments. Who knows what this means for the future and if we'll ever see Punk again in wrestling. I don't know. Just wild, man. The whole thing.
My God. Listen, this is absolutely insane, folks. Like, I cannot understand. Like, folks are actually freaking cheering his demise. Folks are actually cheering for him being fucking thrown out. Okay, you've got issues with a guy. Fine, you can have issues with a guy. If they're in your workplace and if they actually do cause a trouble, there should be disciplinary action. But don't go around like saying that, like, oh, hey, CM Punk is canceled or CM Punk is over.
And the fact that they throw him away, despite the fact that wrestlers in that company have done worse and are still around, something here. It smells of inside politics bullshit.
It really does.
It doesn't help that the original fight that he was in last year, the Brawl,
was started because there was a conspiracy that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were feeding information to the dirt sheets that CM Punk was trying to get a few of his their friends fired.
And you know what the saddest thing about this entire thing is, though?
What?
CM Punk's legacy for AEW is showing up, showing what hypocrites he works with, having one of the greatest fights of his career with Samoa Joe, and being let go still with the belt on. Nothing they ever do will compare to this now.
You're not wrong about that. Nikki Bella is saying AEW will regret that they fired a great wrestler. He could land back at WWE with Raw or SmackDown.
I honestly, I don't think that's going to happen because here's the thing. Like, theoretically, yeah, CM Punk can go to WWE and he would definitely draw a lot more money than he did with AEW. However, consider the following. CM Punk, there's a lot of baggage between CM Punk and the WWE, going all the way as far back as
2014.
As 2014.
You remember, Angel?
Yes.
The whole thing of him being fired by WWE on his wedding day.
Yep.
All because he was trying to get himself get himself set up with freaking like, hey, I need time off in order to like heal. I'm freaking sick.
Yeah.
And
He had a staph infection that was mistreated.
Yes. Here's a CPAC.
yeah, Tammy Holcomb in the chat. Hey, up there,
Hello.
Tammy. Welcome to the Ravens
Welcome
Flock.
to the Ravens Flock.
Like, he literally went to them and they said, like, listen, guys, I don't understand what we're doing as a company. I don't understand what we're doing here. I can't understand how you can have a WrestleMania main event coming up this year in 2014 with Batista and Randy Orton that nobody really wants when you have a man like Bryan Danielson, who was white hot, who had as much fan support as CM Punk did at that time.
You think that would be the
And they're
best
like,
opportunity to take
use the guy who is most over and use him in your main event. But like the same way that he said, like back in 2011, when I'm talking as if I'm saying Punk, I was over and I was white hot, and what did you do? You fed me to Triple H in a meaningless match.
So to sum it up, yeah, CM Punk left for health reasons and for the creative clash with the WWE because back then, up until Triple H took the reins, WWE has a bad history of resting on their laurels when it comes to who's the top guy.
And Aaron Cooper made her way into the chat. Hey, up there, Aaron Cooper. Welcome to the Ravens Flock.
But getting back on subject here, and right now, in the current landscape of WWE, with Vince McMahon forcing his way back into the company, back as a man in charge,
the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, and Triple H at head of creative, there is, even if Triple H were willing to work with CM Punk, that's not going to happen because CM Punk, and I hate saying this, but CM Punk holds grudges, and he still holds a grudge with the WWE to this day, specifically with Vince McMahon and Triple H.
To be fair, though, if they fire me during my wedding day, I will hold a goddamn grudge too.
They did have that. They did have that lawsuit on there with between them. They settled that lawsuit. He's got his money out of WWE for it. They got that shit straightened out.
Also, an argument can be, yeah.
So at that point, just because we're like, okay, we settled our business, we didn't want to do it the easy way. We went to fucking court. I won. Don't go getting boo-boo face over the fact that you lost in court.
To be fair, if he were to just stop wrestling from this point on, if he decided, you know what, I'm good, and he just retired. Because how old is CM Punk again?
He's 44, I think.
Okay, you know what? He still has his whole life ahead of me, and he's like a billionaire. If he wanted to, he could just genuinely just Go, okay, I'm done. Just keep paying my royalties.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Another factor of why is CM Punk would not go to WWE, because at this point he's getting up there with age, and it's just a matter of like, is CM Punk, if CM Punk is still viable?
Yeah, and you gotta admit though, as far as going, he was let go on the highest possible note. He won. He proved to everybody in the world that he earned and retained that belt. And more importantly, he showed everybody that he was working for assholes. So, even if he's the one that got let go of the company, assuming that all this bedoggle of information that we received is 100% accurate, he still goes out a winner. And, okay, fine, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll still try something in the future. But if he were to retire from wrestling right now and just go home and be a family man with all his money, and all his loved ones, and all his fans,
And his dog.
and his beloved dog,
A beloved dog, his hot wife.
that would be a perfectly good way to close his story. Like, he came, he saw, he kicked ass. The end.
Okay,
I'm not saying I want him to retire. I'm saying that if he did, it would be a good ending right here. And
to highlight Jose's point, and you're not wrong, Angel, that would, if he's gonna go, he might as well go on top. To highlight your point, Jose, Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar Edge, he's basically. No, he basically gave a farewell speech like what 2 weeks ago
2 weeks ago.
in Toronto, right?
That's right. His
And-
contract had expired. He did mention on his own social medias that he does have like a contract extension sitting on his table. He hasn't taken advantage of it yet.
And he's 49 years old. Now, granted, there was a point where Edge, he was actually had to be forced into retirement, legitimately because he had a spinal stenosis in his neck.
Yeah.
From 2011 to how long? When did he come back?
Till 2020 January.
Yeah. Okay. So these
that's
last
almost
3
10 years.
Yeah, so nearly 10 years in his whole career that he couldn't actually wrestle anymore. One bad bump and his neck would shatter and he would die.
Sucks.
But so far as we know, CM Punk, even though they're both in similar age ranges, Punk hasn't had that kind of an injury. He actually had that time to recuperate. He went into MMA. He got his ass whipped, but went into MMA. He still goes into mixed martial arts. He still keeps himself in shape. Who knows what his future will hold? But the fact of the matter is that this circumstance is utter and complete bullshit.
Maybe he should go back to writing Thor comics.
That would be fun.
Honestly,
would be fun.
That would be hilarious. The man could actually bring some proper storylines.
Oh, get a load of this, by the way, since you mentioned that. Iman Vellani, the actress who played
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan in the Disney Plus series, she's also co-writing some of the new Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant run right now.
Interesting.
So imagine her talking to CM Punk. Imagine her to talk with a Thor and Ms. Marvel adventure. It'd be freaking hilarious.
That
That
would be
would be
really
dope.
cool.
They could do something.
But
with
getting
that.
back to the subject, a person's name that I definitely want to drag in the coals right now is freaking it's Tony Khan, because if this turns out to be real, then the fault is on Tony Khan, because he is the man in charge. He's the man responsible for managing the talent.
He didn't get the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who, if anyone will recall, if you guys aren't well versed in the situation, are also not just professional wrestlers for AEW, they're also executive vice presidents because they helped found the company. One of the other founders that isn't there anymore is Cody Rhodes, because he's working in WWE. The fact of the matter is, Kenny Omega and Nick and Matt Jackson, they, like, especially the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, they literally run around swinging their dicks and swinging their authority around like nobody's business, and there have been reports of that shit backstage. Their best buddies that they drag out from California, they walk around like they own the fucking place. And let's not forget Jack Perry, the guy that CM Punk got in a that physical fight with back over in London this past Sunday.
Yeah.
He's a buddy of the Young Bucks. So it stands to reason that this whole little altercation was basically Jack Perry's way of showing that he's a good gluck gluck boy for the young fucks. The
Favoritism, nepotism, some might call it, but there's no family relationship.
But at the end
that
of-
we know of.
But at the end of the day, Tony Khan did not have control of his wrestlers. If he wanted to argue with the Nick and Matt Jackson and Kenny Omega about the business side of stuff, in the element in terms of keeping CM Punk around, they could make that argument that way. But they didn't. They couldn't, because Tony Khan doesn't know how to fucking run his business.
Of course he does.
People
If he
over
did, do
here-
you think we'd be talking about this right now?
People over here are actually hollering on social media like, wow, Tony Khan finally became a boss. Wow, Tony Khan finally got his balls out. Well, like, no, he didn't. He still did the cowardly move. Because he couldn't realize that, hey, if this guy has a fucking problem, we can work that kind of problem out. But he couldn't fucking bring himself to do it.
No,
Because
instead he puts all these provisions in place and have these wrestlers separated to work on different shows. Whereas if they want to do all the goofy silliness, they can wrestle Wednesday nights on Dynamite. But if there are wrestlers who actually, want to wrestle and put on a hell of a show, they can work Saturday nights.
On
Collision.
AEW Collision.
Ultimately, when you get down to it, wrestling is a job. And in any job, it is the job of the boss, the supervisor, the manager to basically put their foot down and take care of any issues that approach. And if it happens the first time and you're still letting it happen the second time and you throw away the person that is clearly the one of the most productive members of your company, then, well, we know that somebody's not doing their job right there and it's clearly... who knows? Maybe the coke is running low.
And Angel, you made a really good point. This is the professional wrestling business, not the professional wrestling friendship.
Exactly. What's the name of the event that should be happening right now again?
Right now, AEW Collision is happening right now.
Let me see what social media is telling me about AEW Collision.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to continue to follow this story because the CM Punk saga is definitely not coming to an end. And we'll end on...
It's trending.
It's trending. And on this coming edition of Wrestle Rewind, I will be discussing the main event for...
The Collision opens with Tony Khan talking about having to terminate CM Punk. Says that he never felt until last Sunday that his safety was in danger.
Hold on,
Oh
what?
my God!
Never have I ever felt that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show. What?
Can this
Oh.
man not look like he's
What?
about to faint every 5 minutes?
Okay.
The fuck?
this-
Very loud booings
What
trying
the
to come. The crowd is going pissed.
What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah.
my
This
goodness.
is exactly what I knew was going to happen.
Oh my goodness. Tony Khan opened the show addressing the issue, and the fans of
Hold on. Someone.
Boo this man! Boo!
This is from the arena right now. This is from the arena right now in Chicago. Nothing but booing.
They're booing Tony Khan right now as we speak.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, this is exactly what I
Oh
knew
my
was gonna happen.
fucking lord!
This
This
is a time
guy.
bomb. This is a
Same
time
energy.
bomb ready.
Hey, I've seen this one before.
Hey, I seen this one. I see this one. This is a classic.
What do you mean a classic? It's brand new.
That being said, we're going to continue to follow this story, and on Wrestle Rewind, I will discuss the main event for AEW All Out as well as WWE Payback. It's going to be another loaded show Thursday night.
Please, for the love of God, tell me Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
No, you're fine. And clearly, this saga is not going to end. Like I said, we're going to follow the show. Hopefully, we won't have to bring it up this Wednesday night on the Black Files. But then again,
Oh.
considering the shit that's happening tonight, we probably
It's
might.
happening.
This is going to end in a murder.
How do you figure, Angel?
No, I mean, like, somebody's gonna get, like, publicly eviscerated for this.
I'm literally hoping that they'll take a page out of what Jim Cornette would say, like in terms of rowdy crowds, and light the seats on fire in the arena. That would be hysterical.
Yep.
Like, take the chairs and light them on fire. Like,
Brawl
fuck
out,
this.
brawl out is a thing of the past, Angel.
Yeah.
Now it's time to brawl in.
They had
the
a brawl
future is
in.
now, old man.
Oh my God! Please, for the love of God, tell me.
Of course, we here on this channel fully support CM Punk.
Not cool. Security took his son's sign away.
What?
Not
You gotta be
cool.
fucking kidding me.
Not cool, guys.
Okay, a guy. Okay, I'm gonna have you send this to me.
Sometimes I love it when social media just catches like the speed of bullshit is marginally slower than the speed of light.
Let me freaking show you guys this. This is
Oh
disgusting. by
my
the
God! I
way.
can't
The folks
believe
are
they did
in
that.
Chicago, and someone
Took a CM Punk.
like, this is what happened over here.
People are losing their fucking minds.
Oh my fucking!
Did you actually send it? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you did. Okay, good.
Yeah, take a look at this. Unbelievable.
Twitter's loading it right
he
now.
didn't even have the balls to stand up. He was sitting on a wimpy ass chair.
A fan who attended this tonight's collision posted this saying, "Security took my son's sign. I'm pretty livid right now. This is a sign
that's a cool
of CM
sign.
Punk's flag, the Chicago flag with CM Punk's logo in the center."
That is fucking. unbelievable. These guys, I swear to God, this had better be a fucking work.
They already
This
have
had
a
better
replacement.
be a fucking storyline like
Guys.
the biggest scam of all time. I'll be a monkey's goddamn uncle if it isn't.
I think I understand why they were so eager to let him go. They already have a replacement.
Who?
Does the name Brian Danielson mean anything to you?
Brian Danielson. Yes, that's Daniel Bryan. That's
The dragon
yeah.
is back.
okay. That's a nice way to try to
No
mollify the
wonder they were happy to let him go. They think they can use Brian as a replacement.
no, they're not using him as a replacement. They're basically saying like, look at the shiny, look at the jingles, look at the key.
They're
It's
trying
like they're like, please don't argue, please don't set the building on fire. Look at the jingle, the keys.
Tony Khan is good at key waving.
For
Nothing
fuck's
else
sake.
at this point. But yeah, no, the fact that that man walked in there to the booing of a massive crowd, it's not gonna get any better from here.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Brian Danielson has actually been involved internally with AEW in helping produce the Saturday Night Collision show.
So I was correct. They're basically saying we don't need CM Punk. We have another moneymaker. I guarantee
Possible.
you. If no, I guarantee you, 100%. If Brian Danielson was not ready to walk onto that ring, CM Punk would be getting a third chance right now.
Absolutely.
Well,
Struggler was actually remarking because we were talking about the Thor and Ms. Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Struggler and Lady Baron like, oh hell yeah, that girl deserves to write. She actually likes comics.
I know. Like, hey, listen. I don't know what opinion people may have on the overall for the Miss Marvel series or the upcoming Marvels movie. You
It was
may like
fun,
it.
by the
yeah,
way.
you
may
saw it
hate
with
it.
us.
You watched
But
it with
no,
us.
yes, I'm trying to be neutral here.
Sorry.
But nobody can deny that her passion for the role and the character is genuine, which is kind of sad because that means that is all it took to make Miss Kamala Khan, palatable for the audience. Get a good actress that gives a shit about the source material.
I mean,
Kamala Khan has had 13 canceled books, for fuck's sake.
well, and now she's got a book written by the same passionate actress.
That
She's
might
co-writing.
change people's opinions.
Here's to hoping it doesn't suck because the
And-
storyline already had a lot of people very doubtful.
Yeah,
All right.
and Lady Baron is saying, I got the first issue of the new Ms. Marvel comic. So,
Hey!
Let us know how good it is.
Let us know how good it is. And you know what, folks?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and move on from now. Like I said, we're going to keep our ears and monitor this story as it develops. But let's go ahead and talk about what we were originally going to discuss at the
Les,
beginning of the
please.
Fame,
What?
power, wealth. The man known as Goldie Roger once managed to obtain all of the greatest treasures in the world. Before he was being killed at the gallows, he said, "You want my treasure? You can have it. I left it all in one place."
Oh.
And so did his words awaken the spirit of discovery in man and throw forth the great age of piracy. As many set out to the Grand Line to find the One Piece, the treasure that could make their dreams come true.
And become.
The king of the pirates.
Yayo, yayo!
Dreaming!
Don't give it up, Luffy!
Dreaming!
Don't give it up, Zoro!
Dreaming!
Don't give it up, Nami!
Dreaming!
Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up!
Yeah! All right, finally,
All
let's
right,
turn
all
those
right.
frowns upside down.
Let's please try to have a little fun, guys.
Let's talk about happy news for a change.
Some
And these are
good
surprisingly
news.
happy news.
Some good news, please. We want there to be good news.
So the Netflix
You're
series.
gonna have some good news, man. Then
So,
this bullshit
so the
happened.
Netflix series of the live action One Piece dropped at the end of this month, at the end of August, and there has been nothing but positive receptions from all over the place. I actually took a look at my news feed today on Facebook. My friends are praising the hell out of it.
And many of them were people that have been seeing One Piece for a while. Hell, I've been watching and reading One Piece for years. So as you can imagine, when I heard the words live action Netflix adaptation, I nearly threw up in my mouth.
My knowledge is limited. I've only seen a few episodes of One Piece, and I saw this one movie. I think it's called One Piece Z or something.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, you pirated that. I
That
saw
one was-
that. And,
Shh, don't tell them. I'm with the Marines.
I saw that movie, and that was pretty awesome. So my knowledge was limited, and I really, really enjoy this.
Now, we gotta see that, as we know, the idea of anime live-action adaptations has had a turbulent relationship with the general public. We had some decent adaptations like Ghost in the Shell, some really good ones like Alita Battle Angel. Then we had complicated adaptations like The Witcher. Then we had complicated adaptations like
But
Cowboy
Witcher
Bebop.
is an anime.
Sorry, it is to me. Shut up, it's in a video game. So, point in case is, whenever material gets adapted, obviously it's never going to be one-to-one, but the only thing that the fandom asks is that you retain the spirit of the original work. You know, it has to still feel like I'm watching One Piece, or The Witcher, or The Wheel of Time, or Song of Fire, whatever. Point in case is, as long as the adaptation is faithful, and as long as the characters, the actors, the directors, the writers give a shit about the original material, we can have good results. We have not had very good results lately, especially when
haven't.
it comes to anime. I do not want to talk about Death Note. I don't want to talk about Cowboy Bebop.
We
already
talked
know-
about it
We
before.
talked about them. We know how that went. Joe still enjoys a few aspects of the Cowboy Bebop show. That's fine. That's his prerogative. He liked it. I'm not going to judge. I am judging you right now.
He's
Hey,
judging so
I
hard.
liked it until the end, until the finale.
Fair enough.
Oh,
But
hey, Steph the alternate. She's
Oh,
up in the chat.
Snap.
Oh,
Hello,
Hey
shit.
up, Steph.
Steph,
Steph.
oh, thank goodness you're here. I had to quell Juan's anger and Angel's anger. We were talking about CM Punk and we were talking about Chicago rioting.
Yeah, case in point, Death Note. Now, obviously, when we heard that One Piece of all things was going to get an adaptation, we were worried. One Piece is known for having an extremely wild, cartoony, Looney Tune-esque style of animation. Even the most serious fights managed to somehow throw some humor in there. That's specifically why Oda gave Luffy rubber powers. So when we heard that, we were... Okay, let's not lie to ourselves.
We were
all
skeptical.
expecting the worst.
We were skeptical. I was skeptical.
expecting a disaster, a complete shit dumpster fire.
But then the trailers started releasing, and
Then
then
the trailer came out, and everybody's surprised reaction was, wait a minute,
This might work.
this might work.
this doesn't completely suck. Hang on, something isn't right here.
But we better reserve judgment until it comes
Let's wait.
out.
And then more information began to leak. And we found out that Oda, predictably, had an eye and a hand on the production to make sure that didn't go wrong.
By the way, who's Oda? Full name, the man.
Yeah.
No, what's his full name?
I forgot his actual first
Well,
name.
I think
I just
Masahiro
call him
Oda.
He's the creator of One Piece. His name
Okay,
is
the
Oda.
creator of One
ODA.
Piece.
And then we
And
find
Tam
out.
Tam's in the chat. Hey up, Tam.
Hi, Tam.
Hello, Tam.
And
Angel.
then came the part that really felt expression, and that is the realization that the members of the cast fucking love One Piece.
They
I am not
actually
exaggerating
have
it.
Fun with it.
The actors of the show are genuinely big fans of the show. They had an interview when they talked about the characters and what they felt. Specifically, the young man who is playing Luffy. I don't know his name, but I know
I
that,
do.
that kid. What's his name?
He's a young Mexican actor by the name of Iñaki Godoy.
Mexico mention. We are winning like crazy, bros. But anyway, the young man decided that he wasn't going to just be happy with telling you how much he loved One Piece. He went all the way to Japan. He went to the studio where the show is made, and he had a beautiful, heartwarming meetup with the official voice actress of Luffy in Japanese, which ended in this really cool moment where he knelt on the floor and she bequeathed onto him the straw hat.
Yeah!
I sat there
Okay.
going, okay. Yes,
Struggling.
it is.
That is
Yes,
fucking
it is.
refreshing.
And I'm like, okay, you're winning me over. I'm still skeptical. Those statements that you made on social media are kind of weird. But
Angel,
wait,
the miracle happened.
the miracle
past-
did indeed happen.
This past Thursday, on August 31st, the live action Netflix series of One Piece dropped.
8 episodes.
8 episodes, roughly an hour each.
And the fans love it.
The
We
res-
love it.
The response has been positive on an overwhelming level that I could have never. This is more than I could have hoped for. This is genuinely the best case scenario. Obviously, it's not one to
Yo.
one. You can't cram all that information and material in just 8 episodes. But as far as I'm seeing it, it manages to land the characters, the action, and what's the word I'm looking for here? The atmosphere of
Yeah.
One Piece.
The
It
atmosphere.
feels like an adventure.
Hang on a minute, just so we don't interrupt
Hang
you for
on.
a second.
Nope.
What's up?
Nope. Okay, so that's a trash person here, trying to say shit in Russian. So
We
I,
can't translate it.
I just did, and you don't
Sorry.
want that.
But
Yeah, I
we
know.
can have Russian. Remember, not Russian.
Oh,
There we go. And your band, Suka Priat, do svidania.
Now,
That's
continuing
Vadanya.
on,
Moving
as
on.
I was saying, obviously it's not going to be one-to-one with the anime. But the important thing is that it's trying to catch up to it and, capture the feeling of adventure, the romantic expression of sailing to the seas and pursuing treasure. And god damn it, I can't believe how happy I am for this because it really does feel like the characters are, like the actors are goddamn trying, like they give a shit.
Yeah, they captured the magic. Everything is working. The characters are great. The characters are believable. The story is the flow of the story is awesome. The scenes, the landscape, everything looks so cool.
The
point
production design is top notch.
and the moments that are poignant are fucking.
It kicks.
It
Also,
kicks, so-
they even made a few changes that I actually like more than the original, like how in the first episode, Luffy gets to see Zoro defend the little girl from Helmeppo. Okay, seriously, the casting director is a genius. Helmeppo is the slimiest piece of shit. I love him. He's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Now get a load of this, folks. one of the big metrics that a lot of casual folks go to in terms of whether or not a series is good, because sometimes folks don't know how to make opinions for themselves. They'll go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Of
Still don't
course.
know why they
Let's
touched
see
that
how they rank it. Scroll down,
What are we
Juancho.
looking at here?
We're looking at how Rotten Tomatoes ranks this season
Are
1.
you ready?
Go
Okay.
for it.
Drum roll, please. Say drum rolling.
I only have one hand. I need to talk.
All right.
All the dendemushi.
All right.
It is certified fresh. 83% tomato meter from the critics review, 95% from the audience score.
That is crazy.
So with over 5,000 ratings on the audience score and 40 reviews from like certified reviewers over here, Jesus jumped up Christ. Yeah, so exactly what they're saying over here. One Piece captures the essence of its beloved source material with a charmingly big-hearted adaptation that should entertain longtime fans as well as patient newcomers.
Yes!
I won't lie, yeah, this is pretty good for newcomers. Like, do you want to get into One Piece and you feel like the anime is too big? Just read the manga.
Yeah,
It
that's the
goes by
thing
in
with
like
me,
a
Angel.
month.
I don't think I could ever watch One Piece because the series is not ending.
Sadly,
The
that
series
is the
hasn't
fault of
ended.
Toei Productions. Toei Productions is the company in charge of One Piece, and they're also the guys in charge of Dragon Ball and pretty curable things. They have an habit of dragging it out and putting a ton of filler in the episodes of One Piece. Like moments that didn't happen, long stretches of silence and talking between characters, stretching fights longer than they should. One of the reasons why One Piece is so hard to get to is because they are the reason why it's so hard. Ironically, if you read the manga, you can catch up in like a couple of months at the most. I'm not kidding. It goes by faster. And this is a nice little abridged, a nice repackaged version of it. A few changes here and there. But overall, I am genuinely awed by how well the characters fit what they have done. The main character, the kid who plays Luffy, his charisma is boundless. You can feel the enthusiasm exploding.
He's
out of
He's
every pore of his
endearing,
body.
and his charm just pretty much spreads to everyone.
I would follow this kid into the high seas and fight for him.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got the same affable, like big-hearted love of adventure and freedom that the character of Luffy's got in the anime and in the manga. The rest of the cast.
Oh
have
shit,
been
I
doing...
just realized they call episode 1 Romance Dawn. That is the name of the prequel for One Piece.
Ha.
Nice.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Let me
Thank
see
you.
here.
All right.
Oh God, what the? Okay, so are they gonna do all 800 episodes? Says Aaron Cooper.
Whoa!
That'd be hilarious.
A little too much. Honestly, if they
It's
manage
too early
get,
to
like,
tell.
If they get a few seasons and they can, breach the arcs, I will be happy with this.
I would be fine with it.
Same.
Let's see here. Emily Rudd playing Nami, the sneak thief /
Actually,
navigator / she's the
fantastic
one with a
job.
shady past.
Those
Does a
of you who know the manga well notice that currently she's dressed in the prototype looks. In the original drawings for One Piece,
she's just dressing in just the one episode.
yeah, I know, but that was her prototype clothing. Back in when the original, sketches, the concept art came out,
Yeah.
Nami used to dress like that, and she used to have a mechanical arm and a huge fucking axe. They changed a thing or two.
Oh God damn!
Also,
Dude.
in the original, I believe that Zoro used to work for the Buggy Pirates before Oda changed his mind and made him an independent.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, no, they actually show a couple of things that are, were only alluded to. Like we get to see small spoilers for the live action series. We get to see the Baroque works try to recruit Zoro.
No wonder! No wonder!
What?
Oh God!
What?
I just found out. Okay, the actor who playing Zoro, he's a Japanese actor by the name of Makenyu.
Makes sense.
Guess who is his father?
Whomst?
Who?
If I'm not mistaken, if I'm reading this correctly.
Clumsy Juancho.
Yes, I'm clumsy. Okay, guys, you're gonna
Yeah,
lose
right,
your
Baron.
shit. His father is the late great Sonny Chiba, as in Hattori Hanzo,
From Kill Bill.
and from the Kage no Gundan live action series. That Hattori Hanzo.
Okay.
That Sonny Chiba. No fucking wonder this boy's got the moves.
Yeah, he
This
was.
boy's got the chops.
Please don't-
This guy's got the choppy chops with the swordy sword.
Okay, I was gonna
Also-
say, please don't break your armrest. I
also-
don't want to buy you another chair.
Thank you for continuing the
You
tradition.
don't buy my
of
chairs.
Zoro
I stole it from the street.
Also, thank you for continuing the tradition of Zoro fighting and killing minorities again.
Ah!
There's a running gag, this terrible running gag in the fandom that Zoro is a horrible racist because due to shenanigans, every time that he fights somebody is usually a foreigner.
Coincidentally enough,
Every time, because the idea is like, okay, he's the swordsman of the group, he's always gonna fight the source guys, right?
Yeah.
Almost every single swordsman that he fights is a dude that looks like he's from a different race. Either black, Brazilian, fishman. I don't know what the fuck Mihawk is. I think he's Spanish.
Like Spaniard?
Spaniard, yeah.
Basically, every time he fights a guy, they look like they're foreigners. So the whole thing turned out to, I think Zoro... Zoro, is there something you're trying to tell us here?
I'm here to become the greatest swordsman who ever lived.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
no,
what-
that's all well and good, but
What
is
else?
there something you had to talk about? Like what?
No.
You got a drink?
Ugh.
I could go for a drink.
Hey, I like his character. Shut up.
I don't care about the color of your skin. You know why? Because all blood is red.
also,
Also, nice how they show
It's-
this Zoro a bit more conservative with his fighting. He like that cool fight scene that we saw in the bar. He doesn't have to throw the blade once. He just pulls out the sheet and starts smacking bitches around. It's
Okay.
great.
While
Let's
we
see,
haven't finished watching the first season yet, we can definitely say in full confidence, with no ego,
It's
no
fun.
exaggeration, it is fun, it is exciting, and we endorse it.
You know what else?
Ravens flock approved.
We're
Yes.
missing one thing that it also is.
What?
What is it?
And believe it or not, I think this is the one key. It's a small aspect, but everybody keeps missing it when they do an adaptation. That's why they fuck up. The one thing that Henry Cavill had that the rest of the cast of The Witcher did not.
And what is that?
Passion?
The one, yes, but more importantly, the one thing everybody in this show has: sincerity. There is no irony. There is no self-awareness. There is only the desire to just embolden into the character 100%.
Like-
Luffy shouts his lines with the sincerity of somebody who believes what he's going to say. The guy who plays Shanks has the same easygoing, devil-may-care attitude that the original had. Zoro is serious, cold to the fault, and all his lines are said with absolutely no humor. Not because he's trying to be not funny, it's because they sound... I know it's... I'm
His
saying
character
redundant here.
is not
They
very humorous.
sound like they mean it.
Yes!
They do. They literally
They make me believe.
Okay,
Yes!
folks make fun of like the Marvel movies being too jokey. There's no jokey, winking, fourth wall breaking stuff. There's none of
Yeah,
that.
no, it gets tired
It's
after
all
a while.
straight. It's all straight up. There's no irony. It's not grim dark. It hasn't been Snyderized.
A little bit.
There will never be a Snyder cut for the One Piece
Where's
series.
the One Piece Snyder cut?
There will never have one.
mean-
Hell no, you want to piss off all the anime fans?
Ironically, this series is a bit more like high rated than the anime because there's a lot more. We saw a lot more blood and death in this show than we've seen in
just
the
a
actual
little
anime.
bit of actual. There's
But-
actual bleeding.
But it works, and the humor works. Obviously, a little self-awareness every now and then doesn't hurt. You know, make it dark, make it gritty, but for the love of God, sometimes tell a joke. That's cool, but as I said, what matters is the sincerity. The actors have to feel like they want to read the script.
That being said, my cinematographer slash filmmaker eye for all this, while I've been watching it, enjoying it, and getting sucked in every single episode that we've gotten to see, I only have 2 tiny nitpicks.
Okay.
Okay.
Crucify me later. One, it could be saturated up a little bit higher, like about 15%. Make the colors pop a
Just
little
more
more.
color here and there.
Just a little,
Fair
not a
enough.
lot. I don't need it to be like super bright, just a little bit. And number 2, the fight scenes could be 10% faster. Other than that, perfect.
All
No
right.
notes.
Fair enough.
I only have one technical criticism, not to spoil anything, but like in the later episode, I think episode 2 or 3, there was a scene where the guy behind the camera where they start using like some sort of like fisheye camera vision for one scene.
Oh no, that wasn't episode 2. That was in 3 and 4.
Episode 3 and 4, there was like this fisheye camera view, which just looked very awkward. That's my only nitpick.
Was that from the point of view of a fishman, maybe?
No,
No.
it's a point of view from the camera.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
never mind.
when they introduced what's his face?
Usopp.
Usopp.
So far, the biggest error that I seen in the animation was that clip that they show Zoro rolling in the dirt, and one of the sheets of his sword completely bends 90 degrees because it's plastic. But it's a small thing, and honestly, I'm not gonna judge on them for that. They are doing their best. They are genuinely trying, and even if they don't succeed 100%, I gotta admit, this is so far one of the best live-action adaptations I've seen. I love the fact that some of the dumbasses online are complaining. One of the main complaints is like it has too much source material. That is literally the best possible
that's-
thing it could have happened.
That
Funny you
criticism
should
holds
mention
no
that,
weight.
Angel. Funny you should mention that.
Oh.
Because that exact same criticism is coming
IG.
from IGN.
Of course, it's IGN.
Look
Of
at the
course
rating
it's
that these
them.
guys gave it. A 6.
The ignorant. Listen, I'm not gonna trust IGN. I saw what they did with God Hand. Fuck them.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Like, look.
They ain't shit.
Stop that. They're literally saying over here, an entertaining adaptation hindered by a desire to recreate every major event in its source material.
That is, dude, this is like that time that we saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, and people complained that there was too much monster fighting.
Let me read this part. Hang on, let me read
There's
this
not
part.
enough monster fighting.
Gentlemen, please. One Piece will go down as one of the
Eiichiro, that's his name.
Ichiro Oda.
One Piece will go down as one of the best shonen anime ever created, based on Eiichiro Oda's long-running and equally celebrated manga. It features a comical yet thematically a rich story full of amazing action sequences, heartfelt moments, godlike beings, and some of the most wholesome characters to this side of Disney.
That's
Capturing
pretty wholesome, yeah.
Capturing all of that in an entity different style of filmmaking would take tremendous effort, something proven by the uneven handling of the Pirate Adventure's most cherished characters in a new live-action adaptation from Netflix.
Boo!
Shut
That
up.
should be
Shut
open.
up!
Like, okay, sorry. Boo on you, Kenneth Seward Jr. Boo on you, buddy. Who is this Kenneth Seward Jr.?
You crotchety old man.
No, I don't think he's old, but he's definitely crotchety in something.
You crotchety middle-aged man.
Ah, yes. Journalism. We have dismissed that claim.
Yeah. There we go. Now we're talking about there it is.
Man,
Who
shut your
is
mouth.
this guy? Oh, look at that. I tried to click on his thing, and
Application error.
application error.
Maybe he got fired.
The Marines hunted him
The
down.
Marines
Luffy heard him talking shit.
and he found
Literally
out.
bounced through his window. Boing.
And he
heard
hit
you
him with the
talking shit.
he hit him with the gum cannon.
But yeah, overall, I am happy to say that despite our reservations and understandable skepticism, the One Piece live action adaptation is pretty good. Obviously, it's never going to be 100% like the anime. That is literally impossible. But they are doing their best to capture the spirit of One Piece. And as far as this humble man's opinion is concerned, they are succeeding. I'll continue watching and we'll see what happens.
I'll continue watching too, and I'll see what happens. And you know what? As far as the opinions of IGN goes, they gave it what, a 6?
They gave it a 6.
Hey, you know what's my favorite number for you, IGN? A 1.
Better make that 1 as well.
Now it's a 2.
Nah.
No, you made it a 2.
You made it go up. What is
Damn
wrong?
it, 1.
All right, well, in that case,
It's supposed to be symbolic
case-
and shit.
-1.
there we go.
Negative
Negative
one.
1. There we go. That made it a 1 again, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
how
the-
dare
actually
you.
1
made it-
plus -1.
Actually made it 0.
Even better.
Hey, look, something that fits you guys for once.
Oh!
Dare this show try to follow the source material. Oh,
Like, that criticism doesn't mean anything. Isn't that the whole point of a show or movie based off of another source, to actually follow the source material?
please don't forget that when we had the Halo live action adaptation, the writers and directors actively bragged that they didn't know a damn thing about the source material.
And
they
what did we
actively-
get? We got Master Chief being a psycho jarhead fucking some other woman while Cortana
Hey,
is
question.
watching in the sidelines,
By the
just
way,
smiling.
Question for you.
What's up?
That woman was in jail when they were having sex, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
Isn't that incredibly fucking illegal?
Yes!
You
Yes.
shouldn't go around fucking POWs.
No!
Yeah,
Yeah.
if IGN wants the opposite of what they saw in One Piece, they should go watch that.
God, the first 5 minutes of that show were so promising.
It's okay, Angel. We're not obligated to watch it.
Hang on, K-Storm has an opinion.
Wait, Ceiling Cortana was watching him fuck?
Yes. She was getting cocked.
So Cortana ceiling cat?
Cortana's a voyeur. God-
Oh, Lord.
Listen, no, that doesn't count because last time I checked, the ceiling cat didn't want to fuck its own owner.
All right, well,
Wait, no, that kind of makes a river.
Yeah.
that being said, folks, the One Piece is out. The series of One Piece is out right now on Netflix. If you have a subscription, I suggest you go check it out.
Hey, yeah, we understand your skepticism, but at least give the first episode a try, and you will see that even if it's not your thing, they at least have something in there worthwhile.
Exactly.
If we can get more like this, there might yet be hope for Netflix after all.
And I agree with you.
Oh,
That-
there better be hope for Netflix. They're on fire right now.
Considering that Netflix has a reputation of cannibalizing their own projects.
Speaking of cannibals.
Oh boy.
Jason
Now-
Pepe's in the chat. Hey, up there, Jason Pepe? I know, right?
Speaking
Isn't
of cannibals, it's time to turn things over to Angel Mendez. Angel, what have you got for us that doesn't involve riots in Chicago? Possible riots in Chicago. I say possible. There's a little asterisk.
Let's talk about video games.
Yay!
Now, as you know, the Saints Row series, despite starting small and niche, is actually quite well beloved for being basically the closest thing to a rival that the GTA series ever had.
Saints Row was fun.
The first game, while not very well remembered, it was quite liked. And the second game was even more loved for having a darker story, darker characters, and letting the player go balls to the walls crazy with shit. The third game onwards was when the fandom began to decline because they basically got a little too crazy and zany with the wacky wahoo shenanigans.
Why
No.
not?
No, seriously, the third game had a spin-off where everybody goes to hell and Satan has a musical number with his own daughter.
Okay, that may be a little too wacky.
You are the president of the United States now. Sir, we have to make a decision. Eliminate cancer or world hunger. Which one is it going to be?
Let's eliminate cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, cancer's had a good run. Let's do that. On the bright side, though,
Wow.
your 80s voiced by Keith David, which is always fun. So
Ah,
basically,
man,
the best
I
way I
love
can
Keith
the best
David.
way I can put it is imagine the guys who produce the scary movies. You know,
Oh no!
it started good.
Diminishing returns
It became
after Scary
great.
Movie 2.
It began to escalate more and more and more until eventually it just wasn't as fun anymore. And then things got worse because all the old blood left, just as Spider-Man shows up on the Netflix screen.
Wow, really?
So
But go on, Angel.
the old blood left. As of now, there is nobody working in that studio that is actually the originals. So the new ones decided to make a new game, Saints Row something. I forgot the name of it. No, that wasn't a title. It was just Saints Row. Just a new Saints Row. And it was bad. It was lambasted by everybody. Critics and fans alike didn't like the fact that the story was mid, the characters were uninteresting, the plot was boring, and the action was lackluster.
Now, Angel, I actually do want to interrupt you for just a minute. Just a minor correction of what you said earlier.
Shoot.
Brian Danielson is showing up actually was part of a storyline segment involving another wrestler, Ricky Starks, who challenged wrestling legend Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, to which they say, yeah, you're going to fight the dragon. It's not going to be Ricky Steamboat. It's going to be the dragon, Brian Danielson.
Oh, okay, so this was already planned in advance.
That was planned way before this crap
Okay,
happened.
I guess I was mistaken. All right. fair
It's
enough.
okay, man.
Okay.
So
I guess that makes
continuing
sense.
on, the game was lackluster. The gameplay was lackluster. For being in a criminal gang, you do a shockingly little amount of crime. You go from being a badass gangster trying to make his way in the world to a student fighting his own debts. Not exactly a good way to establish you as a badass.
No, it's not.
And it is filled with a kind of writing that can only be described as ultra-zoomer humor. Needless to
Come
say,
on.
it didn't go very well. In fact, it flopped spectacularly. And
Shall
normally,
we show the folks?
Let's go ahead and show the article.
games like this managed to make the company survive, but in this case, it did not, because as of recently, the Saints Row developer Volition has permanently shut down.
Have you ever been so sucky as a video game that you shut down an entire studio that made you?
The studio was one of those affected by the Embracer Group's restructuring efforts after their $2 billion investment deal with Saudi Arabia's Sabi Games Group fell through. Oh shit, guys!
Wait,
I'm so
Saudi Arabia was involved in this?
They had a deal for a $2 billion deal in investment group, and because the game did so badly, that was one of the reasons why Saudi Arabia went, we're just going to, you know what?
We're gonna just go ahead and grab our money here and just go.
Okay, peace out, bro.
Bereft of its golden parachute, panic ensued, and they did their best to start cutting off losses. And the studio that recently gave them one of the worst games in their entire history was one of those losses. Volition, makers of Red Faction and Saints Row.
I loved Red Faction, man!
Those
Same.
people don't work there anymore, dude.
Oh man,
but go on.
Red Faction
was
walked
great.
so that Halo could run.
Yeah,
All right.
and now those people are not there anymore.
God damn.
And it's shutting down for good. The news was announced at the company's LinkedIn account around 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after the reviews for Starfield went live.
Really?
They were trying to use that to escape, scrutiny, but people are not going to be so easily fooled, my man.
Really?
In the post, the company explained that the reason for Volition's closure was tied to parent company Embracer Group's new restructuring program. This past June, Embracer Group announced a restructuring program to strengthen Embracer and maintain its position as a leader in the video game industry. Bullshit. The announcement read, as part of our program, they evaluated strategic and operational goals and made a difficult decision to close Volition effective immediately.
You can't suck that hard that you shut down immediately. For
Suck.
crying out loud, what would end up happening is you would wind up freaking that kind of decision would take months to actually analyze and go through.
You would
Right.
think so, but then allow me to do a small amount of research for you.
Eh.
When did the newest Saints Row game came out?
he's googling it.
It came out on August 23rd, 2022.
Oh well, your phone isn't
So a
cool.
year
The
ago.
phone would say that.
I put it on silent. I don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
interrupt.
So a year ago.
So from a year ago, this studio put out the worst game possible they could have made, and they committed the cardinal sin.
What cardinal sin is that, Angel?
Do not insult your audience.
Oh, no.
That's
Oh.
right. Many an account of official accounts of the game went on social media, and upon the avalanche of righteous criticism they were receiving, they pretty much they acted like brats.
Oh.
And yes, more than money lost, a PR disaster you will never recover from.
Clearly.
The fact, and see, the worst part is those complaints would have fled. Their mocking complaints would have fled, except for the fact that the complaints were right. The game just doesn't look, play, or sound as good as the originals. Not even the music is as good. People can't even remember a goddamn track of it. None of the previous characters returned, none of the famous voice actors returned, the plotline was absolute garbage, and the game was riddled with bugs. One of my personal favorites is the fact that the final boss is a one-on-one draw duel.
Yeah,
You know?
quick draw.
Yeah, it's
A quick draw guy, yeah.
But when you shoot the boss, there's a chance that his model will break, so his torso will become rubber and speed
What the hell?
like it was made of like a Gemma cartoon. The final boss turns into a slinky. So, back in June, the Embracer Group announced a restructuring program after the news broke that $2 billion investment deal with the company had fallen through. Though Embracer kept a secret who was on the other side of that deal, Axios reported that it was none other than the Savvy Games Group, a gaming arm of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. As a result of the deal's failure, Embracer said that it will restructure the company, including pausing development on some games, reducing spending, and selling off or shutting down studios. Volition is seemingly the first studio publicly impacted by this restructuring. Volition, founded in 1993 as Parallax Software, developers of the Descent series of video games. In 1996, it adopted the name Volition before creating the Summoner, Red Faction, and Saints Row franchises. The studio was also acquired by THQ in 2000 and eventually sold to Deep Silver in THQ when they filed for bankruptcy in 2017. And in 2022, they dropped the shittiest game they ever made, Saints Row 2, middling reviews.
Let's see. Volition closed the announcement by saying it would help impacted employees try to find new jobs, and with a message for fans, we thank our customers and fans around the world for all the love and support over the years. The statement read, "You will always be in our hearts." No, you. If that were the case,
Yeah.
why the hell did they shit on their own fans to begin with?
As
Yeah,
you see, this is what happens when the golden parachute that normally saves companies from these spectacular blunders is no longer there. For what, in the iconic words of John Wick, consequences.
Exactly, dude. You don't nuke your public image in front of the audience by insulting them and then try to give a
win them
half-hearted,
back.
and then try to give like a half-hearted thing by winning them back.
I would like to recommend anybody that gets a chance to check out Sophia Narwitz. She's a game journalist who actually does her goddamn job, and she reviewed the game, and she gave a very scathing yet honest, constructive criticism of what went wrong. And my God, I have not played that game. I have no intention of touching it. But as somebody who plays Saints Row 1, 2, and 3 to completion with great joy in my heart for most of them, I have seen gameplay of it, and it genuinely, the best word I can describe for it is lackluster. It's just less.
Oof.
It's just genuinely
Oof.
less. Normally, when you progress, you're supposed to put more, but it's like evolving, but backwards.
It's devolving. Oh my
It's
lord.
that bad.
That's gross, man.
And as a result, for once, we get to see actual consequences. Because normally, when a company gambles this much money and they screw up, they suffer for it. But in this case, they gambled, they weren't supposed to suffer, but then Saudi Arabia looked at that shit and went, nah.
No, Saudi Arabia looked at them initially and they're like, hey, this looks like it's going to be very fun. Let's work together. And then after this year, that's when they went,
No.
you know, we're good.
No.
So yeah,
We're good.
this is a case of they effed around and they found out, and the fact that they went out of their way to attack their own fans for their criticism online. Well, you know, Ryan Gosling's face in the poster of La La Land. Right? that is the face of a man who's just watching the disaster unfold. And yes, my sincerest condolences to the poor, overworked programmers who are working their hardest to make something decent in that studio. I know you guys are not responsible for the stupid decisions of your current superiors, and best of luck finding yourselves a new job in the future. I do hope you do get one, but yeah, this was always going to happen.
It was a matter of time.
It was only a matter of
only a
time.
matter of time. So alas.
Let me take a look at the chat over here. They're talking about how the
Hello, Jason Pepe.
Hello.
yeah, no, he said that earlier over here. Let's see. Angel, that was Saints.
Spoken did this too. Thank you.
Every time you don't mess with the fans or your product, the final boss unlocks Gear 5. Lol. Let's see. Your hideout had that stupid and ugly progress flag. That game was doomed. And
Yeah.
that's Saints Row 4.
Oh, my bad. I thought that was 4.
Ugh.
Hang on, I remember 3. Okay, 4 is the one where they go to hell, right? Yeah, that's the one where they go to hell, and
Yes.
Satan has like a musical number with his own daughter.
So
That
weird.
is correct.
After, okay, yeah, I get it. Saints Row likes to go a little further beyond, but sometimes you go a little too further beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
Yeah, and yes, just like the Destroyer said, Forspoken did the same thing. They essentially gave us
It's
the worst
bizarre,
possible
folks,
thing.
but like that's the snake eating its own tail.
Yep.
You fuck around, you find out. They fucked around. They went and little by little chipped away at their original talent. The people that built them, the people that actually made their company relevant, made their company successful, decided to replace it with folks who did not have the right stuff. I'm sorry. they
Why do
just
we keep
didn't.
hiring people for video games that don't like video games?
Yeah.
And this was the end result.
This is the end result, unfortunately.
Jeez, like what's next when it comes to the video game industry over here? And what could top this?
Okay,
the poss-
so of all things, this is not what I was expecting, but Sports Illustrated started talking about this. As you know, the SAG-AFTRA strikes are still going, and hopefully
Yes.
they'll keep going for a long, long time. But it looks like, of all things, the video game industry decided to get involved into it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The SAG-AFTRA now authorizes a strike for
No,
video games.
They haven't authorized it yet.
Oh, sorry.
They're going to vote
They're
on
They're
voting
going
on
to
it.
vote on authorizing a strike for, of all things, the video games themselves. There's a bunch of studios getting involved in this one. Let me find the article real quick.
it. All right.
By all means,
let
man, go
me-
right ahead.
Angel, if you pull up our show, just click on the tab of the link I just put up on there.
Ah, thank you.
See, that'll make it very easy for you.
Yeah. It's all good, man.
Pull up
We're,
the
we're
show.
here to help each other out.
Yes, you're also driving up our watch hours by doing so, Angel. I'm joking.
Dork.
All right, folks, this is not a drill.
This is
The
genuinely surprising.
the SAG-AFTRA strike is taking it to another level.
The Screen Actors Guild, an American federation of radio and television artistry, has authorized members of the video game industry to strike should upcoming negotiations for AI protection and safety regulations in the new interactive media agreement fail. The union made the announcement on the website and said the leadership chose to grant authorization after signature companies failed to meet the interactive media agreement previous terms. The authorization to strike doesn't guarantee one, mind you. It just means that SAG-AFTRA members in the interactive media field, the union's designation for the video games industry, have
Interactive
permission
media.
to call a
Cool.
strike should their bargaining prove fruitless. By the way, fun little fact. This is something I didn't know, and one of the reasons why I feel this strike might be necessary for better conditions. There was a case, I think it was an Assassin's Creed case, where an actress specifically requested residuals for the sequel, where her character was going to be, so they had the character killed off.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, I know, big move, right?
That is
Very
such
much
a
so.
dick move.
Now, our interactive
Like,
video
I'd
game
rather
agreement-
kill off your character
Than
than
give you
let
money.
you have than give you money.
Dicks. Now, our interactive video game agreement is at a stalemate too, saying Fran Drescher, the president of SAG-AFTRA, said in a
The
statement.
nanny, yay.
The overlap of these two SAG-AFTRA contracts is not a coincidence, but rather a predictable issue impacting our industry as well as others all over the world. The disease of greed is spreading like wildfire, ready to burn workers out of their livelihoods and humans out of their usefulness. And the fact that so many companies are running to immediately use AI only serves to prove him right.
The companies included
Of
are
course they're using AI.
Activision Productions, Blind Light LLC,
So, Activision
Disney, Disney World, Electronic Arts Productions,
EA
Epic Games,
Productions,
Formosa Interactive, Insomniac Games, Take-Two Productions, Boyworks, and WB Games. Now, I hate about half of these companies. The other, I hate them to death.
Understandable.
But I still believe that the workers deserve fair compensation for the work they're doing. So even if I don't like you, I will at least work with you.
Take a look. We've got the article right up here, Angel. You can just read it.
I'll help him out a read here.
Thank you.
The voice and performance capture artists who bring video game characters to life deserve a contract that reflects the value they bring to the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry, says Duncan Crabtree Ireland. SAG-AFTRA's national executive director said, voice and performance capture AI are already among the most advanced uses of AI. The threat is here, and it is real. Without contractual protections, the employers are asking performers to unknowingly participate in the extinction of their artistry and livelihoods.
While the unregulated use of AI in the games industry is a key focal point in the upcoming negotiations, SAG-AFTRA said that bargaining will also include pushes for basic protections on par with those that cover workers in TV and film. These include 5-minute breaks every hour for on-camera talent, on-site medics in case of emergencies or injuries, and vocal strain protections. like we're
Let's
playing
talk-
Asura's Wrath.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been beautiful if Liam O'Brien had someone there, like a medic or someone with like some freaking halls?
He nearly lost his
Chloroseptic-
voice, and he was vomiting blood for a few days because in
Oh,
episode 12,
man.
Gods of Death, my man pulls out all of the strength to scream his head off. The union will also request a wage increase to commensurate with the inflation, 11% retroactive until the agreement expires, and 4% in the second and third years of the agreement. Negotiations are set to resume on September 26, 2023. So these seem like fairly reasonable
Jesus.
agreements,
These
especially
are
considering
reasonable,
that
yeah.
Especially considering that voice actors already have to fight for every contract they get. And let's be honest, companies will exploit them if they get the chance to. Like, you guys know why VFX studios are so overworked and broken in the world, right?
Right.
Because special effects studios, they know that they don't have steady work. You don't know what studio is going to hire you and when they're going to hire you or how long the project is going to last. So companies like Disney and Marvel will hire you and basically nickel, dime you, and exploit you because they know you don't have what it takes to just put your foot down and go, treat me better, please.
Not just nickel and dime, nickel, dime, and penny. Now, if
Exactly.
I'm not mistaken, this strike authorization vote's happening very soon. It's happening Tuesday the 5th, if I remember correctly on this.
Yeah, coming in white hot. It's gonna be insane.
So we're gonna have to put it this way, folks. If they do actually authorize the strike, we're gonna have to go ahead and cover this Wednesday night on the Black
Yes.
Files.
Yes,
And if
please,
they go
because
and-
as much as I like talking about CM Punk, I think we need to take a break from it.
I respectfully
I'm
disagree.
going to invite him to the show.
I respectfully
Yeah.
disagree.
Okay.
I really doubt that CM Punk will ever watch our programming, unless
Sure.
you guys can help us out by liking, subscribing, and hitting comments in the chat. Not just
I don't know. Share this link to his Twitter if you want.
not just in the live chat, but also after the show. Comment on this program as well, and watch it if you watch it on the replay.
And
It
yeah,
would be
no,
hilarious if
this-
CM Punk ever did want to try to show up. I will gladly. I hope you don't mind. I will gladly hand the reins here. Go nuts. We don't care.
Say whatever you want.
Say whatever the hell you want.
I mean, we're just a small YouTube channel. Who's going to pay attention to
What
it?
are they gonna do to us? What's YouTube gonna do to us?
Exactly, and the struggle is correct. VFX actually does this to strike because the fact that they can, like, their work is not steady and that other studios can take advantage so easily of them means that the special effects that we celebrate so much are being made by pure slavery at this point. Those guys need a break.
These guys need freaking restroom break, man.
Don't forget, they're also
Yeah.
working for Disney and Marvel, who had a horrible habit of rewriting and changing scenes at the last goddamn minute.
Which is why we've had a
Dish.
lot of disappointing Marvel films as
Right.
of late.
The shit the animators of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse had to go through.
God
Is-
almighty.
Terrible.
I don't doubt it. I really don't. We know this. Yeah, it's good that they're striking. It's really good that they're striking.
Good. Honestly, if anybody needs a strike, it's the VFX dudes. And speaking of strikes, as the show winds down, unfortunately, I'm afraid that the mystery
another?
does not end.
Oh God.
Oh,
Ladies
okay.
and gentlemen, it's time to talk about BioWare.
Oh Lord.
Do us a favor. Send that link
Okay.
over to Juan.
I
Yes,
did.
send me the article. Send the link over. Oh, K-Storm just perked up.
Yeah, I was gonna
She's
say.
pissed.
She's lit.
This,
She's
this
lit.
is not good.
K-Storm
This
is
is
lit up.
most
Send me
definitely
the
not good.
article, Angel.
I just
Hang on.
did.
Hang on. We haven't announced what the actual story is yet, K-Storm.
BioWare has,
Hey.
as of August 24, 2023, laid off over 50 people, including experienced senior staff.
Yep. And they are supposed to be working on the newest Dragon Age installment and the newest Mass Effect installment, and then they pulled this bullshit.
You
What
know
was the
what?
reason for the firings?
I'm checking
Right
that.
here, an attempt to be more agile and focused.
Translation, we don't want to pay more people.
Exactly. They didn't
know-
want to pay the quality.
You know what the saddest thing is about this, K-Storm? The fact that the Skyrim Metro 6 announcement may have been done so early so they could boost their stock value for the sale.
Oh my god.
That's right. BioWare is still managing onward as Dragon Age Dreadwolf, that's the name, that's pretty good, enters late-stage development and work on the next game of Mass Effect's unit gets underway. However, Studio General Manager Gary McKay announced on Wednesday that they will be laying off 50 jobs in an attempt to be more agile and focused. This comes following EA's 200 layoffs from the Apex Legends Q&A team. By the way, they always do this. They hire a bunch of people to, Q&A test the game, and then they throw them away once they're burned out.
Unbelievable.
It's
Of
basically
course.
indentured slavery. Early in the year, they indicate that EA is set to lay off roughly 6% of the staff by the year 2023. BioWare's cuts go deeper than one team, though, as several senior members of the staff have since announced on social media that there is
Available
nothing
for work.
sadder on social media than seeing somebody go, "Hey guys, professional writer here, 20 years of experience in BioWare. Now looking for this is a chicken that lays golden eggs." Just going, yeah, just on the side of the
Oh
road.
my God.
Does
Okay,
somebody want
so-
some golden
Much-
eggs?
So
Much like how CM
Dragon
Punk,
Age
much like how
Dreadwolf.
AEW fired CM Punk.
Kinda. This includes the senior writer Mary Kirby, writer from Dragon Age Origins, which was released in 2009 and has remained with the company ever since. Mass Effect 2 or 3 writer Jay Watamanuk has announced that they were also a victim of the cuts. And
dear
the blog
Lord.
Oh yeah, we're throwing away everything that's good here. In a blog announcing the layoffs, McKay writes, "In order to meet the needs of our upcoming projects, continue to hold ourselves to the highest standard of quality, and ensure BioWare can continue to thrive in an industry that is rapidly evolving." Evolving how? "We must shift towards a more agile and focused studio. It will allow our developers to iterate quickly, allow more creativity, and form clear vision of our building before..." You know what this says to me?
What? Go ahead and translate it.
The people over there, they were complaining a little too much about the way we're working. All these experts and all these senior workers were talking too much shit about quality
Mhm.
and writing time. We don't need that. Yeah, just
Like, we don't need quality.
We don't
We
need none of
need
that.
product.
Basically, it is my
We need line. Go
it is-
up.
It is my belief that the people that were let go were the ones going, you know, we need more time for this game. We need
Like,
more time for this project.
This game is going to take a little longer if we want it done right.
Right?
How about no, you silly bastards?
Oh
EA
my
is
God.
doing more than cutting jobs, however, as it is also cutting ties with the PlayStation Group keywords. That means that all the guys used to check the bugs, gone. We're checking the bugs in the studio. Why should we pay them? We can just break the backs of the remaining workers even further.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This,
No!
Yeah.
No, hang on a
Quality.
minute.
Yeah, go on.
This
go on.
reminds me of a similar instance. Angel, you might be able to help me with this. I believe it's either 2018 or 2019 when it was announced that I think it was either through Warner Media or not that Rooster Teeth had to let go 50 of their
2019.
2019, where Rooster Teeth let go 50 employees, and one of the guys who was running one of the shows called Funhouse, he was trying to work his ass off to make sure his employees don't suffer the consequences.
Yep, they're basically saying here, like, yes, in Q&A testing, we're paying too much those guys. Let's just throw them away, and our programmers, the remaining people, we'll just have them work twice as hard. You'll make the game, and you'll Q&A test it too. Here's some extra
No!
money. Good luck.
No, listen. You need play testing.
Nah, it'll be
You need to have
fine.
it third party because they're going to have an objective eye on your product. They're going to be able to see, okay, XYZ, ABC, this needs work, this is buggy.
It'll
this
be
guy.
fine, dude.
No, it won't be
It'll
fine.
be fine, dude.
It will not. Jesus Christ.
It'll be fine. You know why?
Why?
Because we live in a society
No.
where people are still giving these companies money. Because we have made it that companies drop games that are incomplete, are shitty as a default. And I hope you like those 60 gigabyte day one patches, baby. Because they're going to be bigger from now on.
Unfortunately, Angel does have a point. While this is a pressing issue and more people need to be aware of it, there is a population where people are aware of these
And
controversies,
still dumping money
but
on
they
this crap.
just don't care. Or rather,
So
they do
apathy.
care. Yeah, or rather, they do care.
Consumeristic, capitalistic apathy.
Consume.
Or rather, they did care for 2 weeks.
And then the new thing came out.
And then the new thing came out.
You know what the saddest thing is? We reached a point that a game coming out complete, you know, no bugs, no patches needed, no DLC, it's being treated as a praise instead of being the default. For example,
No! It has to be the default! Stop it!
Armor Core 6, which I'm playing now. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's complete from beginning to end. No bugs, no performance issues, no shady DLC. I can play the game right now, any second. This is what my games used to be.
10 years ago.
And this is what they're doing now.
Shit, you
So,
gotta make
yeah.
me want to get my hands on Armor Core 6.
It's fantastic. Get it for anything. EA is doing more than cutting jobs, though, as it is also cut ties to the PlayStation. An EA spokesperson announced that the company was unable to come to terms with the group. Translation, they wanted too much money. And whose contractors voted to unionize on June 2022.
Oh dear. Oh no. How?
So
Why
they'll
should
be
we?
letting the contract
Oh
expire
no.
on
These
September
terrible
27.
unions. They're working us so hard.
I'm telling you, dude, the moment that they asked to just be treated with the decency of human beings, that's all it took.
You know something? I think this would be a great opportunity to summarize the news with BioWare and the latest developments with the SAG-AFTRA strike with this. Listen, an employee, yes, a professional understands that they have signed a contract and they have to meet contractual obligations. However, on the flip side, a professional also knows their worth.
Exactly. And that's the thing, though. companies don't want you to know their worth. Why do you think discussion of paychecks is usually discouraged at work?
It's not. It's not illegal, by the way, for folks. By the way, folks, here's a friendly reminder for you. You are allowed to discuss your wages with other coworkers at work. Do not, under any circumstance, allow any employer, supervisor, any manager, any uppity secretary lady who thinks that she's the boss when really she just pours the coffee. Do not let any of those folks tell you that you're not allowed to discuss your freaking salaries at the workplace. Mr. Geek Me Out made his way into the chat. Hey up, Mr. Geek Me Out. Will CM Punk return to the WWE?
I think we already answered that. Very doubtful. And you know what?
Coin toss.
Yeah, and you know what, Juancho? This point actually comes back full circle because the same person that we talked about earlier actually made the same statement on the Art of Wrestling podcast with Cole
Back in
Cabana.
2014.
Yeah, a professional understands their worth, and there are companies like BioWare, like the WWE, and their job is to pretty much undermine the worth of the employees.
In this case, AEW here.
Allow me to show you the difference. Armored Core 6, the game that I just mentioned, was announced in the year 2022. It was announced on December 2022 in the Game Awards.
Cool.
The game began development in 2018, which means that it had a complete development time of 5 years. Simple enough, yeah?
Cool.
5 years seems like a decent time to make a game like that of that scope.
Right.
Okay, allow me to ask. When was Elder Scrolls 6 announced?
That's a good question.
Let's find out. It was announced since 2018. So it was so they announced it that they were going to start working on it at the same time as Armored Core 6 began. However, recent news indicates that the development of Elder Scrolls 6 began just this year. So they announced it 5 years ago. They started developing now.
But what was their reason for
What
waiting
the hell?
until now?
Simple.
Bethesda, pick
They
up the
they announced
freaking
it early
pace.
Because in the year 2018, the talks began for the purchase of Microsoft Activision Blizzard.
Oh,
And that
yeah, and
means
that include
we gotta bump that stock up, baby.
The bump with Bethesda, right?
Yeah, so we gotta bump that stock up. That line, we gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
No.
Shit.
So
treat
yeah,
our companies, treat our employers with employees with respect.
the Western video gaming industry have a bad habit of announcing games way too earlier, wasting a huge amount of time on development, and then throwing everything away at the last minute, only to give you an unfinished product. Hell, even now, Starfield, which is considered to be like one of the most complete products that they have released, is already running into bugs here and then.
Oops.
It's Bethesda.
It's
but
Bethesda, and
you gotta
Bethesda
admit.
games, they are notorious for being a little buggy.
Allow me to ask my question.
What's your question? Angel,
Why-
what's your question?
Why are we accepting it? Everybody laughs about it, but it doesn't change the fact that the biggest joke of all is on us, because we are still buying Bethesda games. We are being sold a subpar product, and we are accepting it, and we should not. We deserve better. Our money is worth something. That's the reason why I will never spend $70 on a game, ever.
It's simple.
You're barely worth.
Me want product. Me want cool game.
They are
Me want to
barely-
be the cool kid.
I
They
think
are
this-
barely worth $60 right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this goes back to my earlier point. There's still a population of people who are aware of the controversies, but they just don't care.
Fucking Zoomers. But
It's
yeah.
not Zoomers, Angel. It's stupid people.
But there you have it. The situation keeps getting worse. The companies keep shedding pieces like a cancerous growth. And the people that suffer are both A, the developers who are busting their ass to make games, and B, the clients who are putting their hard-earned money into making games.
Let me take a look over
Man.
here. Angel.
Yeah, let's look at the chat before we
have
wrap
seen
up.
some shit. Angel, let me take a look over here. Struggler was saying, everyone play Armored Core 6. These people are complaining too much. Let's get rid of them. Let's see. We had to get that Blizzard money. Yes, I stopped at Fallout 4.
See?
Matthew Coburn. I know some people who have Starfield. It took a while after the launch for people to get into the game.
To get in the game.
Aaron Cooper saying, yep, I've spent $70 on a game that didn't work out of the box. Won't do that again.
We as a client, surely.
No, I like what
deserve-
you said before there. I won't do that, Gaga.
But go on, Angel.
Not even Gaga would touch that garbage.
No, she would not.
That is
She knows bad
garbage.
She knows bad romance, but she does
Exactly.
not know this bullshit.
But yeah, listen, as the customer, our job is pretty simple. We give you the money, you give us a product. And the contract states that the product has to be worth the money. The stuff that Japan is dropping now, that feels to me like it's worth the money because I don't know how they operate there, but they seem to give somewhat of a shit to an extent. And I don't know what the hell we're doing over here, but something has gone clearly wrong. And at one point, the people working on those studios in their fancy buildings have decided that the people putting the food on their tables, i.e., us, are suddenly not good enough. At this rate, I don't know what's going to happen with it, but all I know is that it's going to keep getting worse as long as they keep giving money. Because the moment that the audience, the moment somebody purchased that stupid horse armor for $3.95, that was when everything went wrong. And the fact that people kept. That's when everything began.
Yeah, the Oblivion horse armor.
The Oblivion horse
Let's
armor,
see,
yeah.
Christian179 in the chat. Hey, up there, Christian179. Welcome to the Ravens flock.
Thank you so much.
He said AEW Fight Forever wasn't even worth $60 or $70.
That's
It's worth
right.
maybe 20 or 30.
Fight Forever
80
just came out.
No, it came out a little while ago.
It came out a while ago,
on
and
a
it's not
$80
good.
million spent on backflips.
It's not good. It's not
$80 million
good at all.
spent on
Okay,
what's
Joe,
at worst a
you
$40
have
million
the
game.
proper AEW game.
I have
You
the proper
games.
WWE game. I own
How do
WWE.
they compare to what you saw of the footage?
Bro, WWE 2K. I'm behind the generation. I have WWE 2K22 for the PlayStation 4, and I can tell you that it is leaps and bounds much better than AEW Fight Forever on all areas. On all areas, the quality, the resolution, the mechanics, the features, everything.
But Jose, it's for the fans. It's for the folks who love the games.
You know what the best
it's
part is?
for the fans. Aren't you a fan?
Hang on.
Don't you love this, Jose? Don't you want to be elite? Don't you want to carry on all the wayward sons? Do you have any idea how many actual? Do you have any idea how many actual physical copies they would have to sell in order to recoup at least half of what they spent on AEW Fight Forever?
Hang on a minute.
They would have
Hang on a
to
minute.
like each fan of AEW would have to buy like 6 copies each at least.
One.
Aren't you a fan? Yes, I might be a fan, but I hold the things I'm a fan of to a standard.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And you know
K-Storm.
what the best
Hot
part is
shit.
about this?
What is it, Angel?
You can use nostalgia as an excuse.
But it's
because
for the fans.
You can turn on your PS4 right now, put in the game, and play it. They can't use nostalgia because the answer is right there.
Exactly. And
And
you know,
that's that.
and that's that. And that's a great way to wrap up the show, folks. And we thank all of you for tuning in. You guys have been fantastic, especially the new people that were watching.
Thank you
If
so
this is
much.
your first time watching,
Thank you so much.
if this is your first time watching, click the subscribe button. We put out 4 episodes every single week.
4
right here.
programs.
4 programs every week on this channel. Now, to
And
wrap.
not just that, but folks, do us a little favor. Our sister from another mister, Stephanie Alternerd, on one of her other projects over here, which is upview.ai. By the way, go ahead and check that out. She's been doling out her along with the other developers at upview.ai have been doling out little tidbits, little secrets, little stuff on how to help push your programming in the almighty YouTube algorithm. Would you like to hear the secret? It's so simple.
What's the secret?
It's something simple. Liking and commenting. Not just commenting in the live chat, but also commenting afterwards on the replay. When you see engagement, when YouTube sees that you guys are engaging on the Ravens flock, they will continue pushing it forward. Do us a favor. After the show, go ahead and say hi on the regular comments or give your thoughts on any of the other stories that we discussed here tonight.
Absolutely.
Or
Catch
your
all
other
our-
opinions. Give those comments on the after after the show.
THQ and AEW
That'll-
games are like fentanyl drug dealers.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, yes.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
look what they do with the IPs that they got their hands on.
But yeah, Juan does have a good point. After this video's over, if you want to catch us on the replay, go ahead and drop a comment on the videos or drop a comment on all our other videos that we have.
Let me. I'm actually going to finish what Christian179 said here. According, Angel said, like THQ and AEW games are like fentanyl drug dealers. They won't give us what we want, just the bare minimums, and sadly, the fans would just accept it because of nostalgia for effing
AEW
marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Now-
brand, the power of the brand. The
All right.
It hasn't
brand
even
of
been around that long. What
sacrifice.
brand?
I know, right? So, folks, let's go ahead and wrap things up with a couple of announcements. Angel, we're not finished with Asu's Wrath, are we?
No, we are not. The best is yet to come, which I said every single time, but I swear I mean it this time. I hope that you will join us once more next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we continue on our eternal journey to punch every god in the face with Asura's Wrath. We are about to take on Sandra Ingda Deivana Deus. The man literally fused with his own Death Star. He
Try
can
saying that
bitch
10
slap
times
the
fast.
Earth right off the fucking orbit of the sun. And we're gonna beat his ass because he has my daughter!
Yes.
It's a family story.
It's a
beautiful
family story,
It's about love, understanding, communication, and punching God in the face.
Exactly.
Which god? There are like 7 of them.
Yes.
All of them.
If you love video games and if you love awesome stories, then yes, come tune into Los Amigos Play every Saturday at 5 p.m. It's awesome. And for any pro wrestling fans out there, tune into my program, Wrestle Rewind, every Thursday night at 10 p.m. right here on YouTube and Kick, along with my weekly reviews of WWE, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. For this coming week, I will review the main event of AEW's All Out and the pay-per-view that's happening tonight, WWE Payback, hosted by John Cena.
It started about an hour and 15 minutes ago.
I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of weird to like see a show hosted by a floating microphone. But I respect their gumption.
It's just John Cena merchandise
Lord.
moving around.
You know what I find amazing? Despite all the films that he's been to, he has never been in a single movie where he becomes invisible.
Right?
I know.
I think
It would
he
be
knows,
so easy.
He knows that the moment he gets to
Yeah.
that point, the joke has been overplayed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can't see him except the shirts that he wears, the shorts, the armbands. You know what that's called, folks?
What?
Moving merchandise.
I had to smack you upside the
You
head.
are a wrestler, but you are not a super wrestler. Yeah,
Wow.
what's the difference? Presentation!
And speaking of presentation, Juan, we do have a show Wednesday nights, don't we?
You're damn right we do, and that would be my program, The Black Files, the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, where, if you've noticed over here tonight on the Ravens Flock, we go ahead and we go through all sorts of different stories in the world of nerd culture, pop culture, video games, anime, pro wrestling news, the con community, but on The Black Files, on my program, we just focus on one story. And we focus in hard and deep. We try to cut to the heart of the matter. We give as much info as possible because the way we figure, we're trying to fight back against people going with just the snips of like sound bites and easy catchphrases when it comes to news stories, and actually educate and informationate our audience. Push information forward. Ciencia es potencia. Knowledge is power. And we try to bring that knowledge of these news stories to you folks. Now, we were actually talking this past Wednesday of the instigating incident that led to tonight's headline, the AEW All-In event that included that had a backstage brawl involving CM Punk. We actually went into detail about that. We referred back to the original brawlout that he had last year. We gave our postulations, we gave our theories, we gave our ideas. It is still a developing story. We're going to continue on that, but if you like long-form the storytelling, if you like long-form news stories, go ahead and request access live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick for The Black Files.
And of course, tune in to our main program, our #1 show here on this channel, The Ravens Flock, every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Kick. We, the motley crew of nerds, myself, Angel Mendez, and Mr. Juan Araz will be here to discuss with you the latest news and topics circulating in the world of nerd and geek culture. Whether it's a busy week, a slow week, or even a dead week, whether it be rain, sleet, or snow, it doesn't matter. Not even a single hurricane will stop us from discussing whatever topics is out there with each and every one of you. And we appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. You guys have been fantastic. You guys have been great, very engaging in the chat. Everything that we've been doing on this program, from our 4 programs to simulcasting to our subathons, our watch parties, our con appearances, our interview with guests, our surprise raids from our fellow contributors. Everything that we've been doing is all part of our dedication from 2013 to make your
voice our mission.
Now, with that being said, Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by Jose Casabona, a very dreary and woozy Angel Mendez, and yours truly, Juan Arouse, as we bring to you the latest news of the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between, working hard and staying strong to make your voice our mission. Tune in live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content, become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Online, Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, Kick.com/The Ravens Flock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell and comment on right here on our flagship channel, youtube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of our flagship show. Nerds watching all over the internet, we are the Ravens Flock, and we stand with CM Punk.